Friends, hello. Hello, hello. It's really cold in my room, so. So first and foremost, I want to show you guys my knees, okay? Look at this. Check this out. Look at that. It hurts so bad. And I'm going to talk about the lessons that I learned this week. Because if you guys know, I started doing my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is comprised of these live videos that I do, right? But I haven't been keeping up with these live videos because I feel like I don't even know where to begin. So basically, I fell the other day, rollerblading, and my knees got all broken, right? And I was presented with a choice. I could sit there and cry, I could get up and move forward. So, long story short, I ended up getting up, brushing myself off, laughing it off a little bit. I was in pain, and then I admitted that I was in pain. I sat down for a couple minutes, and then I continued on with my rollerblade because I was with a group of people. So I wasn't going to ruin the whole collective fun just because I fell and hurt myself, right? So if you take this and apply this to life, it's kind of like you fall down, you get back up again. So that was lesson 1 from this weekend. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. Sometimes you fall. Sometimes, all this shit happens. But for me to fall, I now have to acknowledge the fact that the way that I fell and the turn that I was taking isn't going to be essential to, I don't know how to say this. Me falling, I now know that next time when I take that turn, not to do what I did. So that way I can learn my lesson and move forward, right? Because that's what falling and getting back up is all about, right? And now I have these bruises, but I'm not letting that hinder me from pursuing my regular day-to-day life and doing the regular things I want in life. So because my knees are hurt, I didn't not go to the beach yesterday. I didn't not work out the day before and do my yoga. I just worked around the inconvenience. And I feel like that is huge in acknowledging the inconvenience and being able to work around it so that way you can, grow and learn. Now, the second thing that I learned this weekend, this week, this whole quarantine has me feeling like my whole life is a damn weekend. But, we went to the beach, right? And it's my group of friends, there's 10 of us. And there is this girl at the end of the shore with 2 people making a TikTok, right? And we are all sitting there kind of making fun of them for making this TikTok. And then we notice that the guy's shirt has the hashtag name on it. And over a period of time, people are walking over to ask them what the TikTok is and started jumping in and doing the TikTok with them. It was really nice to watch. But me and my asshole friends are sitting there and kind of judging this, right? So I posted it on Snapchat, making fun of them. And then someone responded back, "You sound like a hater." And then that really, really, really got to me. And then I was sitting there and I was venting about how passionate I was to another friend. So I was venting and telling them how passionate I was about my whole YouTube thing and my whole live thing. And I'm afraid to take that leap in making my lives. And I'm afraid of doing the channel because there's so much going on and people are going to judge you. And then you may succeed, then you may not succeed. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching this girl make this TikTok. And we're making fun of her. But now I'm getting all this rebuttal back of "you're a hater." And someone told me I was all bark and no bite the other day, and it just rubbed me so wrong because I'm over here preaching everybody motivation and I'm preaching all these things, but this girl sitting here, maybe her goal is to become viral, right? And she's taking the steps necessary to do that, which means go out with a t-shirt with your hashtag on, with your camera, with your 2 friends, and start doing what it takes to become viral, right? And I'm sitting here judging this girl for doing whatever it takes to achieve her goal, right? And am I judging her because of the fact that she's doing what it is? Or am I judging her the fact because I don't have the motivation or the means to go and put myself out there and be vulnerable and do these things? So then from that, I was inspired, like, okay, well, if she can sit in front of the whole beach with her camera and make her TikTok video, I can't get on my computer and post some YouTube videos of stuff that I'm passionate about. And that really got to me. So like I started doing my whole YouTube thing. I posted all of that. And now my next big thing that I was doing my business and all this stuff, and then I started going in my like self-reflective mode, because I like to self-reflect and realize when I'm wrong and when I'm not wrong. And I was in that mode and I was like, okay, why did that bother me so much? And then I got to ego. And then ego started coming into play, because it's like, it's acknowledging your value and your worth is ego, right? And then judging someone for doing whatever they want to do for something else is also ego. But then acknowledging, it's just a very strange construct, I think, because then I started like having this argument with myself, like, okay, did I get upset because my ego of knowing my value of what I have to bring to the table is more than her TikTok of this random girl? Like, this is how much this affected me. And then and then I started telling someone like, okay, what's the real reason I'm so afraid to commit to what it is that I'm trying to achieve with my goals and my YouTube channel and all my lives and whatever it is that I'm working on? And then we broke it down to it, and we realized it was vulnerability. Okay, so now we're learning about vulnerability from just this one girl doing her TikTok on the beach, right? So now I'm like, okay, am I afraid to get vulnerable and jump on this and then record the feedback and then have people give me their opinions and then have myself be able to take everything with like the constructive criticism? Like, I've been sitting and doing this live for 5 minutes now, and at first I had 7 viewers, now I have 2. And I'm sitting here continuing because the 2 of you are going to disappear, but the message I feel like will still get across. And in that moment where I'm sitting here talking to myself, when there's no one watching my thing, I feel afraid. I feel weird. I feel egotistical, even though that all of this stemmed from some idea of having an ego and accepting your value, but then also knowing when and where to show it. Maybe that's what is conflicting me. I'm not sure. But like, talking to myself makes me feel some type of way. Like, and I think that stems from before is like the credibility. So I have all these friends starting these YouTube channels now and podcasts. Not friends, they're not friends. Actually, I take that back. There's a bunch of people that I follow on social media that are starting podcasts and things, right? And in my egotistical mind, I see them posting them and I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? And then I judge them. And then I acknowledge that I do that. So that is what's hindering me from my own success. Because if I myself, who has perspective, can sit there and judge someone for doing that, right? Then I can only imagine that other people will feel the same about me, because I am no different. So right here, I'm sitting giving my fucking 2 cents about whatever it is that I believe and I'm preaching. And there are going to be people that are like, who the fuck does this bitch think she is? Why is she running her mouth? Blah, 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 blah. And I acknowledge that. And that's the hard part, because you know what happens? I'm so happy and grateful that I'm getting this kind of response, because in the 4 days that I started the whole YouTube channel and being vulnerable in the fact that I'm going to receive criticism and I'm going to have these different reflections, people have also reached out to me and told me how proud they were, how thankful they were, that they understand, that they are grateful that someone is out here talking about self-reflection and how you feel and like the vulnerability and the egos, or I have an episode about relationships and all this stuff. And people are actually reaching out to me and I'm actually getting views. So like, that's an exciting feeling. It's like getting high. And it's like, wow, I'm actually implementing a change. And with that being said, it's like, I know that there's going to be the judgmental people out there, and I know that there's going to be failure and turbulence, but I also acknowledge the fact that, you know what, if it's one person that gets influenced by this. It's one person that gets influenced by this, and then that one person is going to go and do their goal and their thing and motivate other people the way that they were motivated, and then that other person is going to go tell two people, and then that's how change happens, yo. And I'm just so grateful to have had this weekend, because I have been falling off my routine. I have been lonely. I have been feeding on distractions and like making excuses, and that's not who I am. And I just want to tell you guys, like, fuck yes, like, go get whatever it is that you're going to get. Thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you so much for supporting me. And those are my lessons, you know, like, be vulnerable and let go of your ego and let it do what it wants, but be self-aware of it, you know, because my ego is my whole thing that's been stopping me this whole time. My own insecurities and my own judgment of my character has been stopping me from pursuing my goals. And that's a huge thing to recognize. So that was what I learned this past week. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go now, but I will post this on my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio.